Welcome to one more of the Premier Project podcast where we discuss the best ways to implement the multi-actor approach during the project proposal writing stage. My name is Mikelis Grivins. Our guest for today is Jordi Pietx from Highclere Consulting. Hi Jordi.
Hello.
And as usual, we are also joined by my colleague Adamsone-Fiskovica. So, Jordi, what we learned before we started this conversation, you mentioned that you have different hats. You try to keep two, but then you have some smaller hats. Could you maybe talk a little bit about the different sizes of your hats?
Okay. Yes. So one of my big hats is at Highclere Consulting, as you said, with the Premier project. And my second big hat is as independent consultant, mostly for organizations in Catalonia and the rest of Spain. When I'm working with these organizations and advising them, I kind of take the hat of themselves to help them get better positioned in European proposals.
Okay, but here we are not talking so much about different hats, but of course about multi-actor approach. So could you maybe give some insights on what is your experience with multi-actor approach?
Okay, yes. So I think that as a lot of people have experienced, I went into the multi-actor approach in learning by doing, starting from the middle of Horizon 2020, when I was.
Just quick clarification: was it then already called multi-actor?
Yeah.
Okay.
Multi-actor approach. Yes.
Okay. Sorry for intervening.
No, that's all right. Since the beginning of Horizon 2020, the instrument was set up through the ACIS system of the European Commission, and the name has remained the same over the two programs, 2020 and Horizon Europe now.
So, but thinking about, so you have around 5 years of experience. What exactly have you been doing through these 5 years?
Okay. Yes, I have been. I've been involved in. I've been assisting the European Commission in evaluation of proposals of Horizon multi-actor proposals on the one side. I've been participating in the preparation of proposals with multi-actor component, and now since 23, I'm participating in the team of Premier project, which is based and focused on the multi-actor approach.
You mentioned earlier that one of your big hats is helping organizations who want to actually get on board and start to work with Horizon Europe projects. And they are, of course, one of the biggest beneficiaries of this multi-actor approach. So could you maybe explain what does it mean to help somebody who is just arriving to your door and say, well, look, it's me. I want to work in these projects. How do you help them?
Yeah. So my collaborators, I like to say, are normally small organizations. They happen to be mostly into environment and conservation, but this could apply to farming, to any other type of profiles. They approached to me with an interest in Horizon. They have heard of Horizon Europe some way or other. They have been in a meeting, in a presentation. They have just done a process from other programs of the European Commission, Erasmus, Life, etc., and one now to get into Horizon. And so the first thing I do is challenge them and evaluate with them if they are really in the position of participating in Horizon projects.
Could you maybe elaborate? What does it mean, being in a position?
Okay. Yes. It means having a basic capacity to participate and access the funding, which means being able to follow a process that will be taking part all in English, having a structure, small structure, but a structure that allows for a permanent team, that allows for a budget management and regular auditing, so that they have the basic structure, the basic fundamental elements. Not about. So we are not yet talking about their expertise or their areas of work. Yeah.
It's more about the administrative capacity and human resources, or something else.
No, it's especially their capacity in and human resources, I would say, and their financial capacity as well. These are the main elements.
So
I would mention
guess
here.
takeaway for every newcomer who is planning to apply, first things I need to check: do they have the English speaking skills? Do they have the administrative capacity, financial independence? And then you said sort of this is the first step. So what comes next?
Okay, what comes next? I'm meeting these organizations at different moments in time. Sometimes we just start dialoguing about the possibility of entering the process of a proposal. Sometimes they come to me, or we meet at the opening of a work program call, as it would happen. Several times over every other year. And so depending on the moment, we can see how we can target them. What are the topics? Normally when I start working seriously and starting the work with them, it is when we have a work program. It is when we have a number of topics that we analyze, and we check which topics they will be interested. So we go in a rather targeted way. It's not about organizations going and knocking to the European door. It's organizations that have an activity, an area of work that connects to a specific topics of Horizon, which means that sometimes, not very often, but sometimes I also approach organizations and offer them this possibility.
Sorry, I think I had this question right in my mind, whether it's only that you're being approached, or you also proactively approach newcomers, because sometimes the problem probably is that the newcomers are not aware that they even have this possibility, and the ones that you talked before, they seem to be already aware of the possibilities. So
yes. I normally work with organizations that have a basic knowledge, or a basic active approach or interest. Even they might not know at all what is the process going to be like or anything. I approach sometimes organizations and consider the possibility, because I know these organizations from previous work, from my experience, from my network of contacts, and I think that they can fit. It's not easy to get into a process of a Horizon search for a consortium, and then a proposal, and then a project. That's not easy at all. So I'm very careful on involving someone that in a non-planned way. I prefer that to be under a strategy, under a vision that they have of their own work.
I think there are a couple of interesting things that you are saying, starting from the fact that it doesn't make sense to aim for quantity. So you don't need to actually ensure that the particular organization is on 10 or 20 proposals, but rather aligning that the best fit partner is in the right consortium. But then something that we hear again and again is that what we call newcomers, people that haven't had any experience maybe with Horizon Europe projects, they actually have a really deep experience with other types of projects, like you mentioned Erasmus and quite a few other projects.
National projects.
Yeah, so they are by no means somebody who just start to work in consortiums or.
This is this basic structure we were talking about. So having a basic capacity and knowing how project management and funded project management works.
Then I wonder if they have this experience and they have these passes where they already know how things are happening. What motivates them actually to decide now we will make this jump to international European projects?
One reason might be the funding opportunity, but I think that the main reason is to go a step further into interacting at European level different organizations of different types, and being involved in a process of research, innovation, of coordination projects that are beyond what they have been at certain level. The role of national contact points and similar organizations is also very, very important. For example, in Catalonia, we have an agency of the government that actively promotes international trading and international activity, both of for-profit and non-profit organizations. This agency, for example, plays a very relevant role in informing, in encouraging participation, including even a regionally oriented seed funding opportunity for this.
Well, Anda, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, I was wondering if. Sorry if I missed the point, but your clients are mostly civil society, industry, but not research, or you also
not research. It happens to be that I don't work for research organizations. I tend to work with civil society and small non-profit technical organizations like a nature trust, like a marine conservation association, which is quite professionalized. But that's.
But I think
I choose to pick up these profiles.
No, but there is this additional point. I think that here, Horizon Europe, or the programs coming before Horizon Europe, has been very much embedded in academic life. So my feeling is that maybe academic institutions have already well-established tracks how to penetrate the program, while those that are representing these multi-actor profiles,
and they have project managers in their own structures. So they have specialized staff. Specialized in search and preparation of proposals, in post-grant management, and even some of these positions are also funded by other means in these large organizations. So it's not very common that a research organization will come to an independent consultant. Others do, but and of course there are private companies that participate in Horizon as well. I happen not to work with them, but they do apply and they can follow a similar process. Yes, by all means.
Yeah, but maybe returning back to something you said earlier, and that was that national contact points play important role. Then I imagine that also we can talk that brokerage events actually do something quite similar to what you are doing, but not so target maybe. So maybe you can elaborate a little bit on the system in general that helps newcomers to come in and how well it works.
Yeah. Okay. Brokerage events are an important piece of the system, as you call it. Brokerage events make sense when they happen at a certain geographical scale, and mostly at full European level. You can clearly see. You can just go to some of the online platforms that support these brokerage events. Beyond the brokerage event, there's always a platform with all the participants, with their profiles, with their topics of interest, etc. And you realize when you check up these platforms that in these brokerage events there are basically these newcomer organizations. I don't have a consortium yet. Organizations that are trying to find a consortium. You will never see a coordinator or an active partner in this type of events, because they have other channels of accessing and participating. I'm not saying that brokerage events are not useful. They are, but they are an entry level. They are an opportunity to exchange, to know how other peers at your same level of search of opportunities are dealing, are addressing, and so on. I tend to think that other more targeted and specific ways of searching opportunities can happen, and we can talk a little bit about that.
I think there is also this aspect of timing, because it also has to align with the call deadlines and the launch of the calls. But I think in your case, it's more like you can adjust the specific interests of the organization rather than wait for a specific call and then align it with that.
Yeah, of course. I mean, knowing the interest of the organization is important. Just a few months ago, I met with an organization dedicated to marine risk management, environmental marine risk management, who were exploring an opportunity of Horizon. I think it was Cluster 4, the one dedicated to security. It didn't come out for them at that moment, but they learned the process, and they are expecting and looking for future opportunities. So that's one thing. When I'm working with organizations looking for a consortia, I do it ideally 6 months before the closing of that call, or a little bit more. And I never get involved in organizations under 4 or 5 months. And I mean, this work of consortium search, which is an important part of what I do, I always stop it 2 months before the closing of the call deadline.
So
because
no
that's
last minute.
Yeah. A last minute opportunity may come after these 2 months, but this has to be I mean, harvest of previous work already, and not just going on the last minute. On the last minute, there are no good or positive opportunities, and that's the way I work it out. Yeah.
Okay, so maybe if you could look at the same problem from the other perspective, from the person who is now trying to apply for or is looking for this consortium. What would you recommend, taking in consideration everything that you know, how they should proceed, where they should look, what they should actually do?
Okay. First of all, they should identify and find when the next work program call will open. Normally, as we are talking here into related to Cluster 6, so we're talking about agricultural, rural, bioeconomy, environment. So look when the next call is going to be out, and when you will be able to access and see the topics and a list of projects that you can apply to. You can also have a look of previous programs, and for example, it's very useful to get into Cordis, the Cordis platform, where you can see all the projects that have been approved. And in Cordis, you can find out in projects that are in your area of interest what type of partners have there been, and what similar organizations like yours at a small scale. I'm working with an organization that just entered a Horizon project last year. It's small. It's a team of 8 people working in restoration and habitat conservation projects, and they are part of a very large Horizon consortium with a small piece of work. But so try to find that. Try to identify the topics, and from there be prepared for entering the process of searching a consortium. In the Premier project, there is a very interesting toolbox of Premier project. Our listeners can visit the website and they will find the toolbox, which we call it the research and innovation profile, which is it's a 2-pager. So in 2 pages, you explain who you are, you explain what you bring, and what you bring to multi-actor in this case. I mean, multi-actor is an area where there's often opportunities. If what you do it's more general work that other organizations do, like dissemination, communication, training, etc. That may be of limited relevance. But if you have a clear multi-actor role, explain that well. Have a list of the projects that you have been involved in. If you have not been involved in any European project, write down your national projects. That's also relevant, with a link to further information. Include a few, like a row of 3 pictures, small pictures of what happens in your day-to-day, or what your day-to-day work, what type of activity you do. And then we include the 3 or 4 topics that we target for searching a consortium. With this material in your hands, you can start looking out and searching for opportunities.
Okay, so everybody who is listening heard it. It's 4 steps. Start by following the calls, then do your research and understand what's your niche, then tell your story in a visual way, and then when you have done that, look for those who actually might help you and reach out to them and actually inform people that you are open towards participating in these projects. So, unfortunately,
and we can explain that in a little more detail if you want.
Okay.
This stage. We are now getting into the relevant stage, which is you start searching. How? You start searching at national level. So go to the research centers, the universities in your own country, close by to you, because they are participating in Horizon. You may piggyback in a proposal that they are preparing, or they may point you out to somebody else. Look for projects, previous projects related to your topic. Often topics mention projects to be engaged or related with. So look for these projects, see who is involved, go to the webpage of this project. You may find direct email contacts with the partners of these projects, or you may be able to access their website and send them out a message. And I would say so on. Look for working groups that are related to your themes, etc. So that's the process that we do, and it gives opportunities sometimes.
So the 5th step: don't be lazy, don't sit home. Projects won't come to you. If you want to do it, be proactive and show what you got.
That's right. Yes.
Okay, Anda, did you want to add something?
Yeah, I think you raise an important point that there's a change now that partners can collaborate nationally to join jointly the higher level of European projects, which I think was not the case earlier. So I think that's an important
because the multi-actor approach is opening it's widening the range of organizations that will be participating in a project. It is possible to have 2, 3, sometimes even more organizations of the same country in a consortium that will include always other countries at European level. So that's a good way. That's a good way to start. Some organizations just do that regularly. So they come to get contact, and that continues on. Yeah.
Okay. This has been a very interesting conversation, but unfortunately we have to put stop somewhere. So do you have any last remarks you would want to give us?
If you are interested in Horizon Europe, if you are sure that you have a unique condition, a unique element that you can bring in a multi-actor project, follow these steps and try it out. It might not work on the first time, but do not stand by. Just have a go, try and knock as many doors as possible to get help and to get opportunities to participate.
Okay, so you heard it. Follow the 5 steps. Don't be discouraged. With that being said, Jordi, as usual, that has been really interesting to talk with you. Thank you, and let's keep in touch.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.